Morning, everybody. Nick Berard, Keller Williams.
Dominic Pettruzzelli, also with Keller Williams.
Hey, so today we're talking about the lead generation models.
So we talked about the economic model, which is part one of, the models, and this is part two of the models. And this is half of it, right? Because we're only talking about half of the lead generation model right now.
It is so packed with information and numbers specifically, so we're trying to break it down a little bit further and just keep it simple. So we're going to do the first half of the lead generation model today. So Dominic, what did we just read?
We talked about one of the most important things is positioning, and that's talking about a cool little picture here, actually, if you look at your book, of people's brains, and it talks about
mind share.
Mind shares, and they give example of like how many different brands of potato chips can you name, and whatever it is, real estate agents are even smaller. Like, so typically, it depends on buyers and sellers, a little bit different, but it's going to be anywhere from 59 to 76% know of one agent, and then there's going to be like 16 to 20% know of two agents, and then the rest are just lost in everybody else. So the idea is making sure that you're in contact with people enough, especially your sphere, to make sure they understand that you need to be in that one or two position. So most of that's coming from contribution, leading with knowledge, leading with things that can help them and stuff like that, but making sure you are positioning yourself first place in their minds.
And here's the interesting thing I took out of that, Dominic, that if you're looking at sellers, on average, 76% of sellers, almost 80% interview one agent. Okay, there's a smaller fraction interview two.
According to NAR's guide of buyers, or profile of buyers and sellers. Now, this is an older one, 2002, but if you look at more recent ones, say from last year, numbers are very, very similar. So it's not changing much.
Yeah, and it's telling us that the majority of clients out there, or just individuals thinking about real estate, they're going to interview one agent. Some people are going to interview two agents, and that's both on the buyer and seller side. Be that first or second agent, and if you're not that first or second agent, you're last. So,
and yeah, that's definitely kind of a numbers game too. So they talked about positioning, and then they talked about numbers, and they talked about leads. A lot of people think there's different types of lead sources, which there are, and they think that some are more valuable than others as far as the quality of the lead. One of the things that the Millionaire Real Estate Agent book wants you to get past is, and yeah, they do definitely understand the quality of lead is important, and the conversion ratios are also important depending on those quality leads. But they say that it's a numbers game, and quantity, or the quality is in the quantity. So I mean, if you have enough leads coming in, no matter what source it is, you're never going to have too many good leads. You know? So
the quality is in the quantity. So those of us, myself included, that are perfectionists and like to get things right before we move on.
I think we're both kind of in that zone there sometimes.
My favorite quote is, "Stop it." Just move on. Gary Keller said at Mega Camp 2016, he wants us to have a big, messy business. It's okay to be messy. It's okay not to be perfect. The quality of our business and our leads is in the quantity. We just need to be talking to more people.
And to clarify that, he always wants you to be bettering yourself, right? So he's never settling for just mediocre or okay. It's always improvement, but sometimes you have to be willing to take that step forward and risk a little bit of messiness and a little bit of confusion sometimes to make that lead in growth. Right? So that doesn't mean you're being sloppy intentionally or sloppy on purpose, but that means that willing to take the risk to make sure you grow. You know?
And in my mind and in my world, I don't need to overanalyze a client's needs. I just need to talk with them, because I can't read somebody's mind unless you can, or you can read somebody's mind. Just ask your clients.
I haven't figured it out yet. Yeah.
And do what you need to do with them and move on to the next prospect or next client. Talk to somebody else. If we do that enough times, it's a numbers game. So I think that might be a good place to stop, because it's win mind share and then talk to enough people.
Right, and they're definitely talking about the different types of the prospecting. There's active prospecting, where you're going out, you're telemarketing, you're making phone calls, you're door knocking, and then there's passive marketing. You know, you're doing advertising, you're doing direct mails, you're doing things like that. So it's important to understand the difference of the two. I mean, they're both valuable, and what were they talking about earlier? The mindshare positioning, obviously a lot of that passive stuff helps with mindshare positioning, but you cannot forget to pick up the phone, or to door knock, or to talk to your sphere, to take them out to lunch, take them out to dinner. I mean, the proactive and direct marketing, the prospecting has to be done.
The two ways I look at it is, prospecting is what can we go do today to move our business forward. We're going to go find that client. Versus marketing is indirect. What are we going to do to attract that client? And the big mega agents out there do combinations of both. Now, don't do everything, because you're going to spread yourself too thin. Figure out what's working in your business, and then add on that. And then add on that.
Add, and once you've gotten something working good that's been added, then you can add something else. You don't want to add 500 things at once. Every time I see real estate agents go to conventions, they come back with like 15 new products. I'm like, whoa, slow down.
Slow your roll.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for the next couple of videos where we're going to spend a little bit more time on this lead gen. That's just scratching the surface. And yeah.
And the next one's going to talk about definitely marketing to your sphere a little bit more, the people you've met, the people you know. So
33 touch. Next video.
yeah, and 8x8 and 12 direct marketing stuff. So
thanks,
see
guys.
ya.